Welcome to Section 2 of the MSP Foundation Certification Training. Here we will understand how the MSP principles underpin the MSP framework. There will be 7 questions from the 60 from this section or from this portion of the syllabus. Let us take a look at what is coming up in this section. In this section, we will look at a quick summary of the 7 MSP principles, and we will go into detail for each of those principles. And they are: lead with purpose, collaborate across boundaries, deal with ambiguity, align with priorities, deploy diverse skills, realize measurable benefits, and bring pace and value. We will begin by explaining all the MSP principles. Once again, lead with purpose, collaborate across boundaries, deal with ambiguity, align with priorities, deploy diverse skills, realize measurable benefits, bring pace and value. Let me inform you that understanding the principles clearly is of importance, particularly for the practitioner exam when you go for the practitioner exam later on after passing the foundation exam. And I'm saying that because the principles percolate across the various themes and processes. And particularly pay attention to some of the principles because it may be sometimes confusing to differentiate between some of the principles, such as dealing with ambiguity, aligning with priorities, realizing measurable benefits, and bring pace and value. So in particular, you will note that C, D, F, and G might have some connections with each other, or there may be some differences which are subtle, though each one of them has its own specific meaning. We look at all the principles now. We begin with lead with purpose. What does the principle tell us? It tells us that an MSP program leads with purpose, meaning it envisions and communicates the desired outcomes. The next one is to collaborate across boundaries. And that tells us that an MSP program facilitates effective cross-organizational governance. Deal with ambiguity. An MSP program understands the risks associated with decisions. Align with priority, meaning an MSP program adapts to new information and emerging change. Deploy diverse skills means an MSP program meets the changing needs of work. Realize measurable benefits means an MSP program designs and delivers coherent organizational capabilities. Bring pace and value means an MSP program justifies the investment in program management to the stakeholders. Let's now look at each one of them in detail. The lead with purpose. An MSP program leads with purpose, thereby envisioning and communicating the desired outcomes. As we have seen earlier, programs are about change, and that change could happen in not just one organization, but in a collection of organizations. Therefore, it is important that the people who are leading the program should be able to envision and communicate the benefits to others. And then they need to reinforce those desired outcomes over several years, because the outcomes need to be continuous. And eventually they may taper and stop after many years, or they may continue as well. Therefore, this principle applies to the entire program team, for everybody in the program and across the program life cycle from start to finish. It keeps people, meaning stakeholders and decision makers, focused on what is most important because they get clarity on the vision and the outcomes of benefits. It means that this principle reinforces the need for the vision to be clear for the program, and also the relationships with other projects and program within the overall organization's portfolio to be defined and agreed, which means a program's own vision should be clear, and its relationships with other projects and program within the organization also need to be defined and agreed, because there could be some connections between programs or programs and project which need to be clarified and understood. First, we begin with question number 4. These are all principal questions. These questions will help you get more clarity when you process them. Number 4, which action contributes most to achieving the lead with purpose principle? So this question is about leading with purpose. A, reporting both historic performance and emerging needs, trends, that is. B, focusing assurance on risks that will affect outcomes of benefit over time. C, justifying and communicating the financial viability over time in the business case. D, making knowledge as clear and as accessible as possible. Number C, justifying and communicating the financial viability over time in the business case. Yes, this is correct. This is from the lead with purpose principle, because a program needs to be envisioned and its purpose should be clear to the stakeholders and they need to justify it. Therefore, it's from that principle.